Next question from Laura. Post Becoming Whole workshop. So we had a INFX Becoming Whole workshop last weekend, and Laura was a part of it. So she says, post Becoming Whole workshop, I've noticed that could be a not very useful dynamic between my inner children. So Laura is an INFJ. Is it the scientist who is really into self-denial, specifically around food? And the scientist is the inward-facing thinker. And Laura continues, I find food treacherous because everything seems to be full of chemicals, additives, sugars, ad nauseum. I don't have an eating disorder, by the way, just quite rigid about what I eat, and also about free time. So it's between food and free time that what it seems like the scientist is taking charge. And Laura continues, the scientist feels like we should just make good practical use of every moment. Never feels like we can have any fun. Well, that's right. Make sure that everything is as optimum as possible. And she continues, and I suspect my investigator, which is the outward facing sensing, is feeling very much neglected in these areas. Sorry for such a long message. No, it's not, it's fine. It's a perfect question. So Laura, for you on this one, so the scientist, the inner 10-year-old inward-facing thinker, whenever you lose your capacity for emotion, your capacity for compassion for yourself. So for example, let's just say that you're really tired and you just need to eat something and go to bed, but there's nothing in, that is appropriate for you to eat. So now it becomes a whole stressful situation about what should I eat? Should I make something? I can't possibly eat this. I can't possibly eat that. This isn't perfect. That isn't perfect. That is absolutely your inner 10-year-old trying to dictate you and how you live your life. And because these are grown-up decisions, eating and going to bed so that you can function in the world. These are all grown-up decisions. So it's really important that you actually do make that differentiation to say, hey, inner child, hey, 10-year-old inner child, I know this isn't perfect, but I'm going to eat this and I'm going to go to bed because that's actually the best thing for all of us. So you stop letting the 10-year-old take the reins and make decisions about, how your life is going on a day-to-day basis. I find that, and by the way, it was fantastic. It's been fantastic working with you on this and the Becoming Whole. I hope you got a lot out of it. But what I would say is that, especially for INFJs, INFPs to a degree too, to a large degree too, but for different reasons. But for INFJs in particular here, we're really looking at, there's a difference between living an optimum life and living a perfect life. So as long as you're trying to live a perfect life, that is very much what the inner 10-year-old is wanting to do. So the inner 10-year-old is all like, this is the only way. And of course, life is not black and white, right? So you can't let the inner child make black and white decisions about your life, because life isn't like that. So what you need to do there is to say, okay, what is the solution here that will give me 80% of the results that I need, and I can be flexible about 20%. And that might be, okay, you don't have the perfect thing to eat right now. So let's just say that you usually make this seed bread, from seeds, and with, you make it into this amazing loaf of bread, but you don't have any bread. So what's the next best thing you can do? Eat some seeds, eat some, nuts and seeds and go to bed. So letting that, and you said ad nauseum, letting that part of you dictate what is an appropriate level for you to work at will always keep you feeling like you're not good enough and you're not doing a good enough job. So we need to get that inner 10-year-old off that driver's seat and just start, start putting her into a more supportive role. So, and you were also saying that your inner 3-year-old may feel like there's never any fun. There's not fun to be had, and probably feeling really neglected. That is absolutely true, because the inner 10-year-old for the INFJ will rule with an iron wrist. and there's no space for any funny stuff or silly stuff or, you know, just chilling for the sake of chilling and having a nap in the afternoon. Like the 10-year-old doesn't want that, because the 10-year-old wants your life to be perfect, not optimal, perfect. But the thing is that sometimes the nap is the optimum thing to do. The fun is the optimum thing to do. And in fact, each one of the 4 people within, you should connect with them throughout the day, if not in the very beginning of every day. So you take certain amount of time, even if it's just 10 minutes, that you do a specific thing with all of the 4 people within you, so that every part of you starts the day feeling validated, and then they don't kind of jump in and try to take over as often. So I hope that that makes sense. And if not, if you need more on that, just pop it into the comment section and we'll take it from there.